Okay, so this will be video 1 for the Wicked game tutorial. I'll be teaching you just the chords for this. Practice these chords, get the chords down. Once you feel comfortable with them, you can move on to part 2. So we'll be referring to the strings as string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the first chord is going to be a B power chord. It's going to be your first finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string. Make sure you're tuned to half step down tuning. You can just type in half step down tuning, E flat tuning, or you can just type in E with a little lowercase b tuning. Tune your guitar to that, otherwise none of this will sound right. So we're going to play that note, and then we're going to be playing your ring finger. It's going to be on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. And then your pinky is going to go right below that. What I recommend for you for these type power chords, especially with where your playing level is at, I recommend with your thumb over the fretboard. Try not to do too classical with having your thumb pressed on the back of the fretboard. That's going to make a little bit more difficult to mute the correct strings, as we're doing a really open strumming pattern. We'll be hitting all the strings the entire song. There's certain strings that you want to keep dead. This chord, you want to keep your top string muted. Then you have your 2nd, 4th, and then your 5th muted, and your 6th muted. So all together. The next chord is going to be an A chord. You can play this one of 2 ways. This first way, which will be barring, will be a little bit more difficult probably for you to play, but will be easier to do the lick that you have to do later on when I teach you the licks in the next video. This is going to be an open A note. That's going to be the 2nd string. Then we're going to be playing the 3rd string, 2nd fret, with your index finger. Then we'll be playing the 4th string, 2nd fret. Same thing, index finger. You're laying your finger across the frets. And then we'll be going one more string, same fret. So it should be these outside 2 strings, your 1st and 6th string, are going to be muted. With this finger, most people don't have the strength to, especially when they're starting out at least, to hit this note, the 6th note. So you should just naturally mute it with your finger. This top note, you're going to have to mute with your thumb. The alternative way to play this, which is a little bit easier to chord but might be more difficult to hit the lick later on because you'll be using your pinky, is going to be just fretting each individual note. It's going to be playing the 2nd string, then putting your index finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, then your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, then your ring finger on the 2nd fret of the 5th string. Later you'll be doing your pinky. I personally go back and forth between both these styles depending on where I'm at in the song, and they both work. Just do what's easier for you. The last and final chord you need to know for this song is the E chord, and we'll be doing the open E string, it's that 1st string. Then we'll be doing your middle finger on the 2nd fret of the 2nd string, ring finger on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, and your index finger on the 1st fret of the 4th string. And that'll sound like this. And then you want to let your bottom 2 strings ring out as well. This is the easiest chord of them all because you just have to let all the strings ring out. If some of them don't ring out, it's not a huge problem. It'll still sound pretty okay. So practice these 3 chords, get them down really well, get really comfortable with them, make sure they sound and when you're ready, go on to part 2.